Okay, today I am going to be showing you how to do 3 types of stitches. I drew a simple flower with a line and 2 leaves, and then I just made registration dots on where I'm going to put my flower petals. So the first stitch I'm going to show you how to do today is called the stem stitch. I like doing the stem stitch for flowers and basically any lines that I want to embroider. It's my favorite stitch to do. It's very consistent and I like the way it looks in the end. So you're going to come up at the beginning part of your line and you're going to go down. And some people do this stitch a little bit different. This is the way I like to do it. There are some modifications. So you can see how I did not pull my thread all the way through, and I'm going to come up in the middle point of where I came up with the thread and went down in the thread. So I always want to find my center point and pull my needle all the way up, and then I secure my stitch. So I'm going to go out about the same distance of my first stitch, the same length that I made my first stitch. I want to make my second stitch. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to pull my thread almost all the way through. I'm going to come up in that same exact point in the middle, which is now my middle part of my stitch, is the end of my first stitch. And pull it all the way through, and I get my stem stitch. So I'm going to continue all the way down my flower with the same method, going out the same distance, trying not to get a knot in my thread, and then coming up in that point, which was the end of my second stitch, and I try to keep my thread all coming out on the same side, excuse me. So I want my thread always to be coming on the left. If you want it to come up on the right, that's fine. Just be consistent in how you stitch all the way down your stem. So I'm going to continue this all the way to the end. I like to use 2 or 3 strands of floss when I do my embroidery. It gives it a nice look and it's not too bulky. Today I'm using 2 strands, but feel free to use whatever you're comfortable with and whatever end result you like. Just continuing on down. Again, trying to keep all of my stitches about the same length. Using the line as a reference. If you get off a little bit, it's okay. Now when I get to the end of my stem stitch, I actually like to do kind of like 2 stitches in one to make it have that same thickness. So I'm going to go ahead and go up just a little bit. My line's a little bit short, but I want my stitch to be consistent. So I'm going to do a regular stitch, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to end right in the same point of that middle one or previous. And there we go. That's a stem stitch.